However, you definitely addressed an artist on track one, and then on Lieutenant Dan, uh, to the point where I actually did research to see who the fuck was he even talking about. So I did my research, came up with it. You actually threw his name in there, and it just went over my head. But you had to address some issues with Petty 615. I had no idea who the person was until you spoke on it. But what about y'all situation made it necessary for you to address it on the album?
Um, I don't know. I had to go back and listen to it. It's,
On Lieutenant.
yeah, I mean, it's an afterthought at this point.
Okay.
Like I ain't really, I don't even care to give it much more light than.
Much more like
I
that's for
filmed
sure.
a music video to it and then put it out. If that give you any
Yeah.
perspective
Right.
of like where where that is with me, that I don't think, because I understand what you're asking me, but I don't think that I don't think it was that centered on one. Is never that personal to
Mm.
me, so it's
Yeah.
not. I don't feel like either of them songs is like about that person. You know
Oh.
what I'm saying? Like it's situational. The same way I said I walked into the studio and this is where I am today. This is
Yeah.
what's happening today.
Yeah.
So this is the song that I made. It just goes like that a lot. And if whatever research you did, you probably could see it was, I guess, somewhat of a call and response. But
Yeah.
that whole situation of backtrack, it started shit about a year ago, damn near a year to the date.
Okay.
I put out a song called 615 Out East,
Mm-hmm.
and it was kind of a bit of a homage or reference to Kendrick Lamar's 616.
Yeah.
One of them songs in they whole frenzy of the back and forth with Drake and Kendrick Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I did a Jackin' for Beats track, and where the beats changing and otherwise. And I said some things on that song. I said a lot of things. It was a 6 minute song.
Yeah.
And by calling the 615 out east, it was a call to arms. It was a rallying cry for everybody around my way to get on their shit.
Okay.
And I was getting ready to drop Imposter Syndrome, the
Yeah.
album that you referenced.
Mhm.
And I was really getting the rust off and everything else for like to go on this run that I'm on now. I was
Mhm.
priming myself like physically, artistically, and everything else. And I put out this song and I talked about a lot of shit that I had wanted to talk about while I wasn't rapping. It was,
Yeah.
you know how when you quiet, people think you can't hear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't rapping, I wasn't putting out music, and I was just like, I hear the shit y'all saying. Like, I act like I'm fucking dead or something. Like, or you think I ain't gonna
Yeah.
respond to that? I will when I get around to it.
Yeah.
And so it was a few things that ironically we sitting on a podcast. I was watching niggas go on podcasts and do they top fives, they Mount Rushmores. And some of these podcasts was like people I'm cool with, or I may have been a guest on the pod before, but they never asked me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They never asked me my top five. That like, and a lot of people, would give it up. I got mentioned, and a lot of people would dance around, tiptoe around, and make sure not to mention me, which I couldn't give a fuck. That's your list.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was the idea, like, damn, why y'all ain't never asked me? Because
Mm.
it would be one of them things that, like, oh, you don't never give it up for nobody. I don't never have the space to, because I don't just really freely talk or volunteer shit. And it ain't like, it's not a conversation I'm going to lead with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like and respect, admire what a lot of people got going on. It just might be in private, or it just, you know what I'm saying, or I'm just observant. So I sat back, and so that was one talking point of that song, was like, nobody never asked me, but if
Right.
you want to know, this is who I would give them kind of props to. And then there was some shit that was said in the old song that when it was said, it was like terrible fucking timing. I was fighting a case. I was going through shit. I was in a perceived rap beef
Mhm.
shit going on
Right.
with
Right.
Buck, and I got thrown in a random bar that me and Buck was playing hot dog games, and it was like spoken from like a disappointed level, but I felt like it was a jab and it was a kicking you while you down kind of thing.
Okay,
And
yeah.
it was like a very opportunistic, like, oh, they at odds, so let me see if I can just climb over top of both of them and kind of let me take they issues and prop myself up off of it. And I ain't like that shit. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But this was dated. It was and just perspectively, nobody heard it, but I heard it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that was enough. And it just kind of sat with me. And so I responded to that, but I feel like I did it in a like very like straightforward way and
Bro,
not
you
in a
you are a scathing like bro, when you say shit, you talk to people's soul, man. Like
but I'm
you
saying
did you
originally, I'm saying
oh
before, not to
oh
shit on regretfully.
oh
Like
okay,
that's what I
okay.
said. I wanted to give you I wanted to give you context for how
Yeah,
we
yeah.
got to
Yeah.
that point because
I
I
got
didn't
you.
know how far your research went,
Yep.
but prior to me getting, you know what I'm saying, whatever the fuck you call it,
Yeah.
I was flattered by it because the shit came out on my birthday and stuff.
Yeah.
But
For real.
prior to that, like the mention I made, because I mentioned so many people on the song,
Mhm.
it was just one person that took offense to it. You
Damn.
know what I'm saying? Because the line originally, I was trying to I referenced like you remember Jay-Z said truthfully I want to rhyme like common sense. But I
But
did 5 mil. I ain't been rhyming like common sense.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
The skill so truth be told, lyrically I be Talib Kweli.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in that space, both Common and Talib Kweli took it as props, as a
Right.
salute. Like, y'all dope. I'm just more commercially viable, so I'm
Yeah.
focused on that. And
Yeah.
if, but I looked at it then as like you giving it up to people that you thought was dope. And they
Yeah.
like got a different style than you, but you
recognize that
yeah,
they dope
and
as
you
hell.
fuck with it.
Yeah.
So I lifted that reference point and I said, and these are two artists from East Nashville because the song's called 615 Out East. Said, uh, I want to rhyme like Brian or Petty, just more focused on distribution, like I'm grinding Fetty.
Mm.
And Brian Brown was who I was referencing.
Yeah.
He's on
He on the
Regretful.
album. Yeah.
And Petty's been on 3 or 4 of my albums.
Right.
Prior to that point, I said what I said. I meant it. I stand on it. I think that they both gifted artists, talented as can be. I just wish they would put more music out.
Yeah.
Push themselves out there. And that's all the fuck I said was I'm more focused on distribution. I got a distribution deal in 2013 and I never stopped, you know what I'm saying? It was balls to the wall after that. Like
Right.
even prior to that, I was putting my music out. Like I just feel like you have to give people something to consume.
Yeah.
Like we in a consumer culture.
Right.
So yeah, I said that. I was like, I'm more focused on distribution. I was like, I think Tom's one of the dopest. I ain't trying to upset him, but he mentioned me in the song and could have timed it better.
Mm.
Like you said, yeah, I'm speaking truth to power because this is my truth. Like I think at times I've said it. Like I probably put him up to the highest regard in terms of talented artists coming out of Nashville, Tennessee. The thing is, you got to come out of Nashville, Tennessee, and so I'm still giving you props. I'm still lifting you up, and I'm still saying I think you one of the dopest. And I'm not trying to upset you by saying this, but I'm making it clear like you disappointed and upset me, kicking me while I was down. Cause shit, this ebbs and flows. I ain't gonna be down forever.
Right.
And I just didn't think that was real. Now I'm a little bit of a sociopath that I might have waited about 6 years to respond to this shit. But I did. And you know what I'm saying? Divine timing.
Yeah.
And the same way he waited 6 months to put out a whole host of songs and things about me. And that was, like I said, I was flattered by it because it came with a message that I ain't on no street shit, bro. I'm keeping it real with some wax, and I'm like, I was confused by it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I listened to a little bit of it, and I took from it what I did, and I left it there. A few people called me about it. You disarm me with the like, I ain't on that. I ain't trying to take it nowhere else. So I'm like, I
Yeah.
ain't gonna take it. Like whatever. Like
Right.
we don't see each other. You know what I'm saying? We don't run the same route in no shape, form, or fashion. I never felt any type of way like aggression, malice, none of that shit. It was
Yeah.
just it was banter, and it was supposed to have been encouraging or uplifting, and you could have took whatever else you took from it. Now I think with the rest of the record, because the song is just a long ass song,
Yeah.
he probably took some things personally that wasn't personal to him.
Wow,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to y'all, and because I mentioned other people's name, I mentioned my Mount Rushmore from Nashville would have been Young Buck, Quanti Cash,
Mm-hmm.
and then I mentioned Fade Eastwood, Street Symphony, and Bandplay. Those three are producers.
Yeah.
These
Shout
are
out to band play. Yeah.
Yeah.
these are platinum producers. These are Grammy award winning producers. This is my day one producer that helped me get out of Nashville with my sound. Fade Eastwood did Grey Goose. He did like maybe my first 5 or 6 mixtapes in full. He went and got a production deal with Yo Gotti's production imprint at the time, and this is day one. Street Symphony been working with me since I was in high school, and got me to. He was in between me getting a deal with the distribution deal with Empire in 2013. Like big business. He part of my pub admin situation. It's just a jet setter, somebody that's what I'm saying, really blazed the trail coming from Nashville, taking it somewhere else. He did Hustle and Motivate with Nipsey. He's done
Oh
shit
man.
with Meek and
That's one of my
tons
favorite tracks.
Grammys with Lecrae. Just so I'm like, these are the people that I hold up to the highest regard because Quanti Cash, he's from East Nashville, just
I
the
remember
same.
Quanti Cash from a lot of DVDs and stuff. I don't think I had latched on to his music at the
He had a
time,
movie.
but he was doing at the time when I started seeing him because I'm from North Carolina
Okay.
originally. He was on a lot of DVDs and starting to do like movies and shit.
Yeah, he did a movie. He did a big film, Loyalty and Respect. That was the
Yeah,
Yeah.
name of it.
yeah,
And got into the film side of it. But like, bro was from my side of town, had a record label, studios. Like, he was our Master P. You
okay,
know what I'm saying? Like, it's somebody that we saw it. You know what I'm saying? He definitely showed me that this was possible, it was feasible, it was do it yourself model. Him and his brother took it from the hood to another level.
yeah,
And that was like for my generation, the time when I was trying to like that was the most inspirational, aspirational thing. And then Buck came through, took it way over the top. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? Major deal, nationwide, multi platinum. And I'm like, past them two as far as rappers, I kind of me and Jelly Roll about the same age, came up at the same time,
yeah,
and I look at him so much as a peer, and also that he's had ultimate success in a whole nother lane,
hmm
and I lived through his successes. Just you know what I'm saying. I'm every time I just heard him on Lil Wayne album today,
right,
and I'm like, man, my boy took it up through the. He almost like I won't say honorable mention. It's just he's so out of like he's a super superstar. Like
yeah,
it
Yeah.
kind of goes without saying. You
yeah.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He probably
Shout out to Jelly Roll, man.
transcends certain lists and mentions and acknowledgement. And I guess because it started to almost look at it like it's not just rap, but bro's a battle rap savant
hmm
Yeah.
since like longer than I've been doing it. Really, we the same
Yeah.
age. So those are the. I just wanted to mention them producers to say it ain't. It's more than one way to get there,
Yeah,
and sometimes like people's accomplishments get set aside, disregarded when they doing grander shit. You know what I'm
hmm
saying in their own space. So
that's a good point.
I I mentioned a bunch of people I got into. I was just in that bag of like shit. Come with it, put your music out. I said it walking out the booth. I was like, man, he's probably gonna think I'm dissing him, and he's
Yeah,
probably gonna rap about me. I called my engineer Nick that was recording me. I said it out loud walking, and I was okay with it
yeah.
because it's it's a
You still
Bible verse
motivated them. You still motivated them to do
to,
something.
to I mean, he went the wrong direction. To the idea to whom much is given, much is required. That's like a, a Bible verse my grandma shared with me when I was young, and I got it tattooed on me actually. But I just believe I accept what come with this shit, good, bad, and in between. Cause I put shit out there in the ether, like it had to come back in the worst way. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I put destructive shit out there. I done diss people. I done talked about other shit. I done been in real life like beef
Beef. Yeah.
that rap was the centerpiece of it. Like if I wasn't rapping, I probably wouldn't been in the shit.
Yeah.
I ain't probably asked for some of it, but it was what it was, and I went head first into a lot of this shit. So I feel the same way about constructive shit. Or
Mhm.
if my gift or my mission is to motivate, inspire, I gotta stand on that too.
Yeah.
So the man that I am, like, I had some shit on my mind and I wanted to share it. I just gotta accept whatever come with that. Like I said, the message I received, like I ain't I ain't know
I ain't
none of
on that.
that. I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, well, I ain't really thinking about it past that. Like I'm a fan of your raps. I
Yeah.
want to hear. I don't care to hear you rapping about me,
Right.
but I'm like, I just, if anything, I guess I'm a little disappointed that you ain't poured more into your craft.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying, directly. And it's really the first time anybody asked me about it directly. But I feel the same way I felt a year ago. That, that, if anything, that purged all them feelings that was stored up. But like, why the fuck you say that about me on that song?
Yeah.
Because in real time, and when that shit actually happened, I was so disappointed that I'm just like, damn, because I was like, I ain't do nothing but try to fuck with
Yeah.
you. And by the time I spoke up, I was just, like I said, it was a call to arms. The irony is, me and Brian Brown hadn't worked together
Mm.
prior to that, and he took the polar opposite approach to it. He
Right.
he
The fact
saw it
is,
as a
a salute.
acknowledgement, and
Yeah.
you
You
know what I'm
recognize
saying.
me. Like, let's work.
And we fast tracked to getting to work. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He's on the album. He's on the last song on Regretfully. He just opened the show in Nashville, sold out show. We did last Saturday.
Okay.
We shot a video to the song. Like, it's a synergy kind of thing.
Yeah.
Cause that's for sure. Like it ain't in me to punch down. You
Right.
know what I'm
Right.
saying? Since I've been in it, I've been waiting for the next big thing, the next best thing. Right now, I think person that I see really, really working and doing that shit is Tim Gent. I
Okay.
just went and checked out his show. He on tour with Akeem Ali right now.
Oh shit.
And
His
and
rapping ass.
yeah, he rapping. But they got a dope show. I
Yeah.
went and checked it out the other night, and I'm just like, I'm inspired by people like, you know what I'm saying, putting their feet to the ground and actually doing the work and trying to make something happen. Not to mention, you know what I'm saying, you talented and got something unique that you bring into the fold. It's a lot of it's a lot of people right there on the cusp of it. I feel like you just gotta do the work, man. You can't cheat the grind.
Yeah.
At all. You cannot cheat the grind.